Hey y'all, welcome back to the Anderson Family Channel. You know who it is, Miss Angel Baby on the stream. Today, y'all, we're gonna be talking about the interview between Wendy Williams and Fat Joe. But first of all, if you're new here, don't be new here, be true here. Make sure you subscribe, join the family, all that. Make sure y'all hit the bell. So anytime I upload a video, a stream, no matter what it is, y'all gonna be notified. Period. And I'm so excited too because I would like to thank all the new family members. We did hit 13K, y'all. So I'm really excited about that. So thank you guys for all the love and support. Period. So Wendy Williams does an interview with Fat Joe. And it has me really, really concerned, y'all. Just like the state that Wendy Williams was in, it really seemed like something was terribly wrong. Um, so when they started off, Fat Joe, when he wanted to basically just kind of uplift Wendy a little bit, um, and just basically just start talking to her. But it was really weird because it was like Wendy just kept cutting Fat Joe off. And and the first time she had lifted up some kind of jacket, she was like, I got this from Joan Rivers. Do you know who that is? And then Fat Joe was just looking at her and he's like, yeah, you know. And she's all, yeah, I remember when we went to her apartment and we would just cuss and do this and do that. And Fat Joe was still like trying to get her attention. He was always trying to get her to stay on point, on topic. And it was like really, really, really hard. Um, I know at one point she pulled up I thought it was really cool. It was like what do you call it? A jersey. It was a jersey, a Bad Boys jersey that was from, it was a Biggie Smalls, it was Smalls. And she said that he gave it to her right before, he passed away. So I thought that was cool. But y'all know what was weird? And she was picking up these items, right? Every time she would like pick up the items and she would like talk about how sentimental they were, she would literally like throw them on the ground. And I was just like, oh my goodness. So the big thing is, Wendy Williams just says, I want my money. They have my money. They froze my account. Wendy's alleging that she only has $2 to her name. And she says she has a lot of money. But she has no access to it. So I did find out about that. And as far as the money situation goes, y'all, okay, so Wendy's alleging that Wells Fargo froze her money over claims that they say she needs a guardian. Okay, she needs a guardian. She needs someone to look after her to make sure that she's making all the right choices, financial choices, that she's supposed to be making. So this is alleged. It was her former financial advisor. That's the person who basically handles your money, and tells you like what you should be spending, or like basically they control your money basically to a certain degree. So her financial advisor was claiming, alleged, that Wendy was of unsound mind to handle her own affairs. So basically, like she wasn't all there, you know. So Wendy says that Wells Fargo, they have no questions for her. They even have no answers regarding her money. And nobody's telling her anything. Um, and she's just hollering like, I want my money. There's nothing wrong with me. This is just a big, setup. It's a conspiracy. Like, give me my money. That's my money. So how this all okay, so I'm guessing the former financial advisors involved in this, obviously, because that's what's alleged in the report. So also her former manager, which is Bernie Young. Dig this, y'all. Y'all gonna trip out when I tell y'all this, okay? Wendy Williams is alleging that she knows for a, she alleged, yeah, that she knows for a fact that her manager, okay, hired an attorney using Wendy Williams American Express credit card, y'all. Hired the attorney to file a petition against her with her own money. Now that's crazy if that's true. That is so crazy. And on top of that, guess who they're filing to be the legal guardian? No other than her former manager, Bernie Young. Now, the reason why I'm saying former, because obviously, you know what I'm saying, you pull something like that, you don't work there no more, you're fired. So, yeah. So, also, Wendy's also alleging that this information came from a former doctor, that, you know, he's the one that the former doctor is the one that sent this information to the appropriate party, which is, I guess, is a representative, someone who has something to do with Wells Fargo that she keeps naming as Lori Schuyler. So her doctor forwards, allegedly, her doctor's forwarding Lori all these medical reports about Wendy that Wendy's alleging that she never even seen herself. She don't even have them. So I don't know, but something, I don't know. I mean, as far as how everything's being done, you would think that it's kind of, you know, in a shady sense. But if you think about it, with that interview, y'all, that interview was just all over the place. That interview was a mess. You can obviously tell that there's something going on. Now, this is just my opinion. In my opinion, I feel like, yeah, there's something going on. Like maybe she's forgetful, or, you know, because, and she's got like a childlike mind. Like her words, her vocabulary, they're like one word vocabulary. Like she would say, you know, she would forget the word and she would say like cash or money. And then she would like do her hands like to try to describe what she's trying to say. So I feel like there is something that could be going on there. I also, for some reason, I don't know, it's just my opinion. Remember, y'all, my opinion. I feel like, oh no, I feel like I'm hearing you know, Judge Baptist in my head talking about you smoking that stuff, ain't you? You all that stuff. That, you know what I mean? Like I just get that in my head for some reason. I'm just like seeing, you know, just tweakish ways, you know, that's just the best way to put it. Tweakish ways. So Fat Joe did ask Wendy, you know, so since your money's frozen, what are you doing for money? Like, how are you taking care of yourself? Wendy says, you know, I got people for that. My stuff's taken care of. So, and Sherry Shepherd, well, I'm going to tell you how she gets all up into this, and I'm going to tell you what she said about the money being frozen. But let me get back. I will tell you about that in a minute, but let's get back to this. But anyway, so she said she's got people, and you know, the way she says it, it's like she goes, yeah, you know, I got people that'll help me. Like if I need to go to, she was telling Fat Joe, if I need to go to your house, or if I need to go out to eat, or if I need, you know, to go to Madonna's house, or Madonna come over here or whatever. And I'm just like sitting there and I'm just like, wow, this cannot be Wendy. Like this don't even seem like Wendy. Not at all. And you know, she says she's in her apartment, it's just her and her cats. And that apartment is wild, y'all. It's like a museum. You know, like I would, to be honest, I'm really interested I would really love to go to Wendy's house and just look around at like everything she got going on because it's so colorful. There's so many things going on. So yeah, I think it's a little hoardish. It's a hoarding, but I like to look at it. I think it's pretty cool. So when Fat Joe asks Wendy, y'all, let's get to the show. Fat Joe asks Wendy. He says, "So what happened with the show? Did you leave? Just what's going on?" And then Wendy, she kind of like changed the subject for a second, and I think that's when she actually pulled the Biggie Smalls jersey at that time. And then um I almost lost my train of thought, y'all. Give me a second. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so Fat Joe was like, he told her, he was like, "So are you have plans to come back to the Wendy Williams show?" And she was like, "Yeah." He was like, "So," and he looked at her with this look like, he's like, "So are you gonna do it like with the different network? Or are you gonna like do it? It's gonna be your show?" She's like, "It's gonna be my show. I'm coming back." And Fat Joe, he was like, cause he was like, they're doing some talk about Sherry Shepherd and this and that. Wendy goes off to say, "Have her." I'm like, whoa, slow down, Wendy. What's wrong with you? Wendy was like, "I'm not watching that." She was like, "That is not my cup of tea." I was like, ooh, the shade of it all, y'all. So, but Sherry Shepherd, she did do like a little live where she basically was like, "Yeah, I heard what Wendy said." And she was saying that she didn't she said, Wendy needs prayers. She said, "I'm not mad at her. She's going through a lot right now." She was like, her accounts are frozen. She only has $2. And I felt like that was some shade right there when she said that, though. I feel like that was some shade. But then she says, when your accounts are frozen, this is what I was telling you guys about the accounts. This is what Sherry Shepherd said. When the accounts are frozen, like your bills are still getting paid. Like everything is getting paid. It's just that you might not have that little extra money that you might need, like if you want to go on a trip or you just want to go do, the just to be freedom, just financially free to do things that, Wendy is used to doing. You know what I mean? So basically it's just like, yeah, your bills get paid, but you ain't get nothing. Well, that's basically broke though. So you know what I mean? But I feel like that was a dig when Sherry Shepherd was like, "Yeah, she going through it. She got $2 to a name." And I'm like, mm-hmm. And then she also mentioned that, there she has the wrong people around her. She's gonna need some good people around her, some people that are gonna be, supportive and everything like that. And I do agree with that though too, because during the video, Wendy, she had like in the midst of her like yelling things out and saying, "Do you see that?" and this and that, Wendy, she calls a friend over. She calls a guy over, whatever, and she's all talking to him. I mean, he's chopping up with Fat Joe and everything. And I guess they're familiar with each other. And then Wendy, she's kind of like, Fat Joe's like asking the guy, "When did you, meet Wendy?" and or whatever. It's just some kind of discrepancy. But Wendy looks at him and goes, "No." And then she looks at him, she goes, "When did I meet you?" Like she doesn't have any regulate, what do you call it? She doesn't have any regulation of when she met him. You guys, I'm so sorry. I do not know why. I am so tongue tied. Probably because it's just a long story. It's been a long night, y'all. A long night. Okay, so yeah. And then she brings him over, and then Wendy's like, "He has a lot of money." She's like, "This guy has a lot of money." And I'm like, what the heck? Wendy, she's just so weird in that way to me. Um, and then she brings another guy over. And then Fat Joe was like, has this look on his face or whatever. And then he tells him, he goes, "Oh, you ain't hiding there. You got a house full over there. To me, my perception, the way I took it, it was like, you got all them niggas over there and they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They over there, I know what he was thinking. They over there taking advantage of you and all this and that. So, yeah, she was just acting very strange. Everything was just so weird, so off. And Wendy said that she didn't know who Kevin Samuels is. And, you know, of course, Fat Joe was taken back by that. He's like, Jason Lee, and like everybody knows who Kevin Samuels is. You know what I mean? So she probably just maybe forgot, you know. But I don't know, with this interview though, I don't think it was a good idea because, like, it just basically proves what is being alleged against her. If anything, this interview straight up incriminated her. So she probably will indeed need a guardian. And now I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure like Fat Joe's intentions were good considering that they seem to be close. And I mean, there's nothing from him to gain by intentionally, doing this interview to make her look some kind of way. I think he was trying to clean it up the best way he could. Um, I don't know, like, but you would think though, before they do the interview, they had a phone conversation, you know, he get some kind of idea as to like the mindset of her. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's all love, it's all love, it's all love, but it didn't help her at all. It didn't. But it boosted Fat Joe's views. And I'm not saying that he needs a clout or nothing like that because he has all. I'm not saying all that. But what I'm saying is I don't think it was in the best interest for Wendy to come out and do that interview because it just made her look like she really needs help. So then another thing, Fat Joe asked her, how's your feet doing? Because I know you've got them feet problems. And this was something that was kind of really weird to me, guys. Wendy's saying, out of 100% of my feeling, she goes, I can only feel about 5%. Well, if that was the case, then that would basically make you paralyzed, like literally paralyzed. Maybe like you could probably feel a little bit. So I just think that maybe she's just a little confused, or maybe she's a lot confused. But Wendy, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't confused about that money. She kept saying, she was like, I need my money, you know, and she's like, I want my money. Fat Joe even says that, this seems like some Britney Spears type stuff. Everybody's trying to get Wendy, but Wendy says that she does trust Joe. So I just hope that her trust doesn't backfire on her. You know what I mean? Because I mean, as far as like the perception that I get, I just get that everything that her financial advisor might have been alleging, or her former manager there might be some kind of validity to that. There might be some kind of truth. That's just my perception, my opinion, guys. Remember. So another thing that I wanted to know too, because Fat Joe did ask Wendy Williams, did she stay in touch with like Norman and Susan, like the people from the show? And she was like, yeah, she'll call them, they'll come over and they'll visit or whatnot. But Wendy made it perfectly clear that Sherry Shepherd was not her cup of tea, period. She also said that if she can choose, that she only wants Fat Joe to be the host. But she said that like they do a duo. She said either she would want Remy Ma and Fat Joe, but if she could just choose one person, she would just want Fat Joe. And I'm wondering, like, wow, like how, like, because I know people that have hosted before in the past, Michael Rappaport, Kim Whitley, even Nick Cannon, just and Lisa Remy. I think just to say say a few. Like, so it's like, I don't know how they feel about that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I do feel like we need to get Wendy needs some help. Somebody needs to get in there. Somebody needs to take control because there's something not right. Something is definitely going on. Somebody is definitely, it seems like, in my perception, my opinion, I feel like she is being taken advantage of. And it's really sad. I really do. But, Fat Joe, he did tell Wendy, whatever you need, I got you. Now that I know what it's like, I'm gonna be there for you. So, you know, hopefully, that's he's good with that. But like I said, my whole opinion of it all was not a good move for Wendy Williams to do this interview. Period. Not at all. Now I really want to know some of y'all thoughts and opinions on this. What are y'all thinking? Like I said, I feel like, she's forgetful. There's something going on. She's losing some kind of touch with reality, except for when it comes to her money, though, y'all. Except for when it comes to her buddy, okay? But on the other hand, because I was getting, Mr. Valentino's, opinion, and he felt like, and this could have been right too, because Wendy, she's been interviewing people all the time. Wendy could have been just trying to change the subject. Mr. Valentino seems to believe that. That's why when he asked her some hard questions, that she would just throw random things out there. So that could be a possibility too as well. So that was good looking out on Mr. Valentino, my husband. He's so smart. But anyway, yeah. So I want to know y'all thoughts. I want to know y'all opinions. I want to know, like, did you guys see the interview? If you did, do you guys, what are your opinions? Do you think that there's something going on? What was the kind of like aura, like the vibe that you guys got from those two men that were there? To me, I don't know. It was like, to me, it was almost like they didn't want to come in the camera, like they were ashamed. Like, yeah, y'all know y'all over there probably up to no good, probably over there using the heck out of that woman. I don't know. I'll just say it properly. Anyway, y'all, that's it for the little live stream today. Make sure y'all put out all your comments down below. Let's just keep them respectful, though. Respectful, respectful. Everybody has a right to their opinion. Over here on the Anderson family platform, we let everybody's voice be heard. We just ask that everybody be respectful. That's all. Now, thank you for watching. If I say that one more time, thank you for listening to the stream, you guys. See, that's the thing, you guys. When I go from watching to streaming, it gets kind of, but I'll get it together. It's like, hey. But I do, I'm just like, hey, gotta pop in there, do a video so y'all can see my face. Like, hey, I'm here. You know? But anyways, thank y'all. Until next time. Peace.